What is up guys, it's your boy SWOTLK here, back with another Wrath of the Lich King Classic video. So if you watched my last video, then it hasn't really been that long since you heard my voice, but welcome back either way. So I made a video 2 hours ago where I talked about the new fresh start servers both for North America and for Europe, and I said there was only going to be one server because that is what Blizzard said. In their blue post they stated this: on Tuesday, August 30th, there will be a new fresh start realm available for character creation and play immediately after patch maintenance is complete, and that realm will be Sky Fury PvP. Now this sparked a lot of outrage in the community. I do think a lot of people think that one server is way too little, because just imagine the queues. Personally, I wouldn't really care about the queues that much. I can just wake up early and I'm taking some days off work either way, so I can just log on when nobody else is playing. But for the general population, there will be massive amounts of queues. There's a lot of popularity for these fresh servers, and a lot of people are planning to go fresh, so having more than one server is definitely good here, because well, those login queues will be huge. That's not the main thing though. A lot of people want to play on a PvE server. I get it, like the big mega servers have always been PvP servers, but personally I play on a normal server, so a PvE server, and I would love to do that for Wrath Fresh as well, and now we have the chance. So 2 hours ago, when I made my previous video, there was only going to be one server per region, and the big change they've made now is that there's going to be 2 servers per region. So now we're getting Sky Fury PvP and Maladeath Normal if you're playing in North America, and for Europe we are getting ToC PvP and Giant Stalker Normal. So you have 2 servers to choose between, one PvP server and one normal server. I will now make a separate poll on my YouTube channel to see which one you are going for, and I'm just going to put all 4 of them in that YouTube poll, so you can just vote for whatever one you're going to play on, so we can see the popularity between the 2. But personally, I am guessing the PvP servers will once again be the mega servers, but I do think it's good that we now have a PvE or a normal version, so they kind of appeal to everyone, because I don't think everyone wants to play on PvP servers. Now if you're playing in the EU, please let me know in the comment section down below if you're playing on ToC, the PvP server, or Giant Stalker, the normal server. Personally, I would like to play on the normal server, but I will take your comments into consideration here so I can see how many people are playing on ToC versus Giant Stalker, because if a lot of people are planning to play on ToC, and there will be like that server will be so popular, then I'm definitely gonna go there myself as well, because well, I do want to play on a server that I know will stay popular throughout Wrath as well, even though while leveling it would be great to avoid that world PvP. Either way, let me know in the comments down below. So just to reiterate some of the things we know about these servers so far, they will be launching after the maintenance. So if you're playing on North America, they will come out on Tuesday, August 30th, the second the maintenance is complete. If you're playing in EU, they will come out on Wednesday, the 31st of August, the second the maintenance is complete. Once again, these servers will go live. As of right now, there are no name reservations happening, so if you want to reserve a specific name, you just have to log on to the server the second it becomes available, and what I would recommend here is you just create multiple characters the second the server comes up, so you can reserve all of the names that you want to have. Now, between now and that time, they could give us a name reservation day or something, but as of right now, we don't have that. That being said though, Blizzard seems to be listening to feedback, like they were just going to give us one PvP server for each region, and that caused a massive outspark or outrage in the community, and based on that feedback they already gave us a normal realm, like just in a couple of hours. They listened to feedback in a couple of hours and made a kind of drastic change, going from 1 server to 2 servers, and giving us the option to play both PvP and normal servers, completely based on community feedback, so make sure you let them know. If you want to have a name reservation date, they could give us that like 1 or 2 days before, like Sunday, Monday or Tuesday, so there's definitely time for that to happen as well. Also, for leveling right now, we will have the class changes that are coming in the Wrath Classic pre-patch, meaning some classes will be easier to level than they have previously been. For example, I know Paladin is a very popular class for these fresh servers, and just for Wrath in general, and Paladins have kind of always been very slow to level up, but with the class changes coming in Wrath of the Lich King that are coming with the pre-patch, Paladins will be way faster to level up this time around. We also have the Joyous Journeys experience buff event that will last until Wrath Classic actually comes out, so you will be able to level up very fast. I think the average person will probably spend anywhere between 3 to 4 days of /played time to reach level 70 this time around on these fresh servers, so take that into consideration. If you're playing 24/7, you can do this in 3 days. If you're playing 12 hours a day, it will take you roughly a week, and then just scale it from there. Also, in my previous video, that is kind of outdated now, because in that video I talked about how we're only getting one server for each fresh region, or one fresh server for each region. I also talked about an upcoming possible item level squish for Wrath Classic, where they are tuning down, or they are considering tuning down, the item level and the power of the gear of raid items coming from Trial of the Crusader, and also Icecrown Citadel, and Blizzard have already commented on a community council forum thread in a response to the discussion around this idea. So let's just give that a look as well, because I did talk about that in the previous video. If you haven't checked that out, the link will be down below, but it's the video that I posted 2 hours before this one. So give Ulduar time to breathe. Going to start with a little history recap here. In the original Wrath, Ulduar occupied an interesting design space, as even the normal modes from many of the bosses were a pretty large cut above Naxxramas 10 to 25 in terms of difficulty. For many people just joining World of Warcraft at the start of Wrath, Nax was potentially their first raid, and Naxxramas was very easy and it was so accessible, it had huge participation. Ulduar on the other hand had much lower participation, and many groups that were successfully clearing Nax and the other tier 7 raids suddenly found themselves struggling. Overall, a few different things were tried, including some nerfs to Ulduar as well as trying to get a new raid out to players to bridge the gap between Ulduar and Icecrown Citadel. This raid was released around 3.5 months after Ulduar, and was released with gear equivalent to another full tier up from tier 8 gear, with the addition of heroic mode, which provided an even larger item level jump over normal mode than rewards for defeating hard mode encounters in Ulduar were. By early World of Warcraft raid tier standards, Ulduar had a relatively short run before being effectively replaced and outclassed by significantly better rewards from a much more accessible raid in Trial of the Crusader. Going back to the previous post where they talked about the actual item level scaling, they are considering taking down 13 item levels from the Trial of the Crusader gear, so basically Ulduar hard mode gear will be slightly better than normal Trial of the Crusader gear, and then heroic Trial of the Crusader gear will still be better than normal and heroic Ulduar gear, or yeah, hard mode Ulduar gear. So heroic Trial of the Crusader will still be worth doing, but it will ensure that Ulduar is still worth doing as well, and it won't totally outclass that raid, because what happened here, or in the OG Wrath, is that whenever Trial of the Crusader came out, nobody had any incentive to do Ulduar anymore. The only incentive you had was the legendary. There's pretty much nothing else and no other reason to run the raid, so Blizzard is trying to make some changes to make sure that doesn't happen again, and personally, I'm all for it. Classic WoW in general, like so far, has always been about the fact that they can release a new raid and the old ones are still being done. Like right now in TBC Classic, you're still seeing runs for Serpentshrine Cavern, you're seeing runs for Black Temple. Even though Sunwell Plateau is out, you still see every single other raid, and the same thing happened in Classic WoW as well. Even in Phase 5 and Phase 6, people were still doing Blackwing Lair, and that is something that I love about the game, because that way any new player can join the game at any time, and the old raids are still being run. Either way, that is it for today. That is the second video, or pretty much the third one, but the second one after midnight, so hopefully you enjoyed the video and the news update. Leave a like down below, subscribe for more Wrath content. There's a lot coming, and if Blizzard keeps making changes every single day, we're gonna talk about it. So leave a sub, leave a like. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again very soon. Oh yeah, thank you so much for watching. That is it.